Speaker is entrusted with being the, I would use the word, the principal presiding officer of the House. There is one aspect of the matter, and when he is acting as a quasi-judicial authority, that's a different matter. The 10th schedule has cast that burden and handed over these matters of decision under the 10th schedule in the hands of a speaker. And when the speaker cannot adjudicate, then it doesn't go automatically in the hands of the deputy speaker, it goes in the hands of someone elected by the House. So you see, there is a constitutional setup by which quasi-judicial functions are also entrusted in the hands of the speaker. Now, a speaker cannot remain waiting indefinitely to take a decision, because if the decision is delayed, then there will be no justice for the people who have applied to him seeking the justice. The Maharashtra speaker, unfortunately, was dragging his feet over the disqualification matter, and it is when the Supreme Court was approached, the Supreme Court ensured that there has to be a time-bound delivery and directed the speaker to decide by 31st December of this year. Despite the fact that they were trying to seek time that by February the decision would be taken, but the Supreme Court came down in very clear terms that the decision has to be rendered by 31st of December. Across the country, we know that speakers are generally with a political party. And this is one of the fears which was expressed when arguing the Constitution before the Constitution bench in Quixote Hall. Always be a biased person when the 10th schedule was under challenge. The Supreme Court in that judgment said, though the speaker may belong to a certain political party, when he sits as a speaker, he dons the hat of a judge. So he has a dual personality. He is a speaker, but he dons the hat of a judge. And it is when he is elected fairly, who cannot say that there is no direction to me. A judgment of the Supreme Court is binding across the country. We already have the Manipur judgment of the Supreme Court, which kept a time frame for taking decisions. Supreme Court now, in this judgment yesterday, in the order passed, has directed it to be decided. One cannot take an analogy by saying that matters in court take a long time. The speaker has one or two cases for a decision. The courts are overburdened with hundreds of cases every day. And it's not possible to compare the speaker's office acting judicially with which is sitting also judicially. Judgment will apply, and this direction will apply equally. And if the Speaker of the Goa Legislative Assembly also thinks he can go into slumber and will not take a decision, and he feels that there is no hurry, I think he will have to have a knock from the Supreme Court in the manner which the Maharashtra Speaker was given, perhaps a harder one, and has to be told in very clear terms, you have to take the decision and not await the term of the Assembly to get over.